What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next I've got a CGC unboxing. I have not checked the grade on this. Don't know what it's going to be, so excited for that. I've also got a giveaway I'm going to do, so stay tuned to see how I did on that grade and how to pick up that giveaway. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. So, just got this package back from CGC, book I sent off in the Express tier to get graded. So I just recently did a CBCS unboxing where I had the Fantastic Four number 5, first appearance of Doctor Doom, that I sent off to CBCS. Now, this one, if you watch my CGC CBCS submission video that I did a few weeks ago, I had sent another 9 books off to CGC. Now in that video I only had 8, but this one, this is the Fantastic Four number 3 that I opened recently. This one arrived before I had sent off those books to CGC. And my original plan was to get this book pressed and then submitted in my next submission. But when I got it, the spine looked more fragile than I was expecting, had a little more splitting than I was expecting. And so I decided I didn't think it was worth the risk of having it pressed. It might completely split the spine, detach at some staples, that kind of thing. So I decided to change my submission form, and I included this with the submission and sent this one in the Express tier. Now, real quick, I'll just talk about how that turnaround was, because I know a lot of people are always talking about turnaround times with CGC and CBCS, that kind of thing. This was blazing fast. So I can just say, I mean, CBCS was fast. This was also very fast. I shipped this one out also on the 7th of March, and it arrived at CGC, or they opened it, because it had an Express book, so I marked it Express, so they opened it right away. Arrived on the 11th. Then they had this packaged back up and sent to me by the 22nd. That is just 7 business days for Express. Their website currently says 22 days for the turnaround time. This was 7. So it was back to me by the 25th of March, so shipped out on the 7th, back on the 25th, 18 days total turnaround with shipping, everything. So really fast with this book. So definitely impressed with that. Now I'll also say, because I submitted this with other books, it means they get opened quicker, you get your other books in the queue quicker, and my standard books are already in grading, and it's not just the grading encapsulation phase, it's grading quality control, which means pretty sure it's been graded. I don't want to look at the grade, so I don't know for sure, but pretty sure it's been graded and should be coming back quick. That is supposed to be a 55-day turnaround, and it is way faster than that. I mean, we've only been maybe like 10 to 12 total business days, so really, really fast. So I'm going to open this book. I'm going to actually talk about pricing, what I paid for the book, where I stand, depending on how this grade turns out. So we'll kind of see what that potential risk is and the reward is if things turn out the way you hope or not. Because I had a couple concerns with this book. One is that it did have some pretty serious spine splitting. Now, I have had an Amazing Spider-Man number 9 previously that had very similar spine splitting and looked really nice. Like a really nice presenting book, just like this one, but with a lot of spine splitting. And that one got a 3.5. Now this one I had estimated at a 3 because of the amount of spine splitting, but I wouldn't be surprised if during handling it split some more or they detach. A big risk. I actually put a sticky note on the book that kind of said, hey, please handle this carefully because the spine is a little fragile. But I've seen plenty of people that send in books and they come back with, where the spine is worse than when they sent it, so I don't know. So it could get a worse grade. So definitely a little bit of a concern that I have. I was also a little worried that the right edge of the cover might be trimmed. Not the pages, but the cover. And so, unfortunately, I'll know right away if it's been trimmed or not, because with CGC, unlike CBCS, it would be a purple label. So, let's see here. So, everything packed well, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know where all right, so I've got a blue label. Try to hide this from myself. And I'll do the kind of like pulling it down from the top again, because that seems to work pretty well, because then I won't see it. So, all right, so this is Fantastic Four number 3. As you can see, really beautiful looking copy. And I'm pretty sure it looked blue when I saw it. So let's see what the grade is. All right, 2.5. So I'm a little disappointed in that because, you know, I was hoping for at least a 3, but a 2.5 is okay. And so I'll talk about pricing with that. And so let's take a quick look, see if the spine splitting is any worse, or if it maybe it detached. Can't really tell in the slab. It's always tough to tell in the slab. And one thing, after I originally did the filming, I went and checked the grader's notes. And yes, they did say the top staple was detached from the back cover, which I am almost certain it was not when I sent it. So again, that was something I was very concerned about, a risk that I felt was there, because they do obviously have to flip through the book to make sure everything is there. But unfortunately, that seems to be the result of the grading process, and likely is what ended up knocking it down a little bit more. And you know, they stated that 50% of the spine was split, and I'd say that's probably about right. Maybe a little more than I thought when I was originally looking at it, but still, that was the risk with this book, with sending it in. But I mean, this is the thing with this book. Like, you can see, it's a really beautiful copy, just a really stunning copy, but there is a lot of spine splitting on this one. And so, yeah, when my estimate had been a 2.5 to a 3, where I was like, I don't know, but I was hoping maybe for that 3.35, just because it's such a nice presenting book. But this is one of those things that, you know, is great to look for, where you've got a book that presents really, really well, but is a much lower grade. And so, talking about pricing a little bit. So I paid $1,200 for the book raw, and then when you've got the grading fees, shipping the books there, because it was 9 books, you break that out between the 9 books, it was like $1 or something per book, but the grading was $140, $117 for grading, $5 for their handling fee, and then $18 for return shipping. So total cost into the book is $1,340. And so I had looked up some prices, kind of evaluate some prices beforehand. The last sale for a 2.5 was all the way back in September, and so that was for $1,426. But there have been other sales and other grades since then, so I'd value this book somewhere around $1,600. And so since I'm in $1,340 at $1,600, I mean, I'm a little up after things like eBay fees and shipping and all that kind of thing, but not nearly as much as it would have been like a 3.0, which is up around the $2,000 mark, or the 3.5, which is also surprisingly up around a $2,000 mark. They're very similar priced right now, but still, you know, not a bad deal. Still a little ahead on the book, so that's always a plus. And it, you know, it's one of those books where I could probably ask even for a little more of a premium above the going price for a 2.5, because show me another 2.5 that looks as nice as this one. And you can see the reason I kind of thought maybe the right edge had been trimmed a little bit is just that it's definitely not, there's no spine roll, but you can see that the cover exposes some of this edge over here regardless. And I was a little worried that maybe that had been like micro trimmed or something, but definitely seems like it was okay. So 2.5 though, a solid grade for this book, and just a beautiful presenting copy. Now on to the giveaway. So if you watched my prior video, I did an unboxing, and I said there was one book I was considering doing a giveaway with, and I decided I'm going to do that. And so that book is Thor Number 127. And so I think this is just a cool multi-key Thor book. You've got a bunch of first appearances in it. You've got the first appearance of Hades, you've got the first appearance of Hippolyta, you've got the first Asgardian serpent, and then another character too that's minor characters, but like I mentioned in that video, if those characters show up, like say in Thor Love and Thunder, Gore the God Butcher decides he's going to kill Hades. You know, it's like an unknown thing that we didn't know was happening. All of a sudden this book explodes. And so those are cool books to have, especially when they're multi-keys, because there's lots of potential things that could cause this book to go up. So if you want to get this book, you need to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment with hashtag Thor, and then I'll be doing a random drawing with that based on that hashtag, and I will send out that book to the winner. So I hope you enjoyed this video, got an idea maybe what those turnaround times are like at CGC right now. Definitely, at least in this higher tier, they seem to be quite a bit faster, and with my standard submission, it seems like they are way ahead of schedule with those. So I should hopefully have another unboxing relatively soon with those books. If you want a chance to get that Thor book, remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with #Thor, and you will have a chance to get this cool Thor Silver Age book. So if you'd like to see some more of my videos, I've got more videos over here, and the subscription button is right here, and I will see you in the next video.